Before we start, take a big stretch. Deep breath. Just take a second for yourself. First of all, thank you for joining me today and checking out my YouTube channel. I am so excited to spend the next few minutes with you. So here's my question for you today. Think about the last day, the last 2 days maybe. What can you really remember? What can you remember about those days? Most likely the answer is probably not very much, because many of us are living on autopilot. We're half asleep. We're just getting through the day. You wake up in the morning. You take a quick shower, you brush your teeth, you make sure that the kids are eating something, you take the dog out for a walk, you get through your day, you work if you're working. If you're not working with everything now, you try to find stuff to keep busy, you connect with people, then we watch some TV or Netflix, and we go to sleep. And that's what we've conditioned ourselves to. How many of you, by a raise of hands, look at the day sometimes and you're like, or old pictures, and you're like, wait a minute, how have 5 years passed? How have 10 years passed? How was that 15 years ago? And that's because we're living on autopilot. Who was really driving your car? Or who was flying the plane? Is it you? Or are you going by autopilot that your kids are running the show and their needs, or work and your career? That's what is really in charge of you and your boss. Or maybe it's your finances that's really in charge of your life. What is really in charge? You know, I was thinking lately of just how much I go on routine. And routine is not a bad thing by any means. Believe me, for our mental health, we have to have some kind of routine. It's good for your brain to know tomorrow I'm going to wake up, I'm probably going to eat this for breakfast, and then go to the gym, and then whatever else. It's good for your mind to kind of plan a little bit. The problem is when we're in those routines and we check out, that we're doing all these routines and we're not even really aware that we're in our day and in our life, that we're just going through the motions just to get through the day, just to get through the next day. And we might have our dreams and our things that we love and we care about, but we're not really engaging in our life. So now that we're all a little more present to the fact that we're kind of just existing, and next thing you know, suddenly it's July, right? Where did that come from? So one thing that I have learned and applied recently that's been a big help is something we learn at a very early age: the 5 senses. So let me give you an example. Say tonight you go to do the dishes, and what do you normally do? You do the dishes, you grab a sponge, all you want to do is try to find some bottom of the sink, you put it in the dish rack, and then you brush your teeth, you kiss whoever, hug your cat, and you go to bed. And that's how you can continue to go through life, just going through it, surviving, getting through the day, or you could find a way to be a little bit more present. So when you're doing the dishes, you know, maybe you won't use it. Maybe you say, I'm going to use the sense of touch. So touch that plate. Really feel what it feels like in your hands. Feel the heaviness. Tend to smell. Smell what's left from dinner. Remember how delicious that food was. Sight, look around. Notice how happy your kids are playing and how appreciative you are that you can feed them having full bellies. Take the time to be present in your life. Shake up the routine a little bit. Yesterday I went for a run at night. I normally wouldn't do that, but it was amazing just doing something out of my routine and realizing that how present I could be. And I noticed the stars, I noticed the trees, I noticed everything going on around me. So my challenge to you today is to stop the autopilot. Give it up. I bet you most of you after this will automatically just do a little like on Facebook, because that's what we're used to. Step out of that. Share this with a friend that you think might get some value out of this conversation. Or, take the time to comment. Or in your life, look at every opportunity you can do to use those five senses. Find a way to constantly be asking yourself, am I driving the car? Am I flying the plane? Or have I mentally checked out and I'm just following the path that's in front of me? I would love to hear how that works out for you. Thank you.